welcome. I want to share with you that we have three new favorite numbers. The first one is 1.2 million, 20,504, and 95. And while I'd love to make you guess what those are, we're going to tell you. So 1.2 million is the number of check-ins on the Coach.me platform in 2025. This one I think surprised us all. 20,504 is the number of new users just in 2025 alone, and 95 is the number of active coaches in our habit directory right now. So welcome to the 2025 year-end recap for Coach.me. I'm Kendra Kennison, CEO and head coach, and we're excited to share some fun stuff with you today. So we're going to jump right in and let everybody introduce themselves as we go. So, Scott, can I call on you first to share a little bit about your perspective of our progress in 2025?
Absolutely. So I've been around on Coach.me since before it was Coach.me, back in the days when it was Lift.do. So I've been around a long time, been around through a lot of iterations, a lot of different coaching tools, a lot of different this and that and the others. And I can remember there was a time where things started to get a little buggy and a little less stable. And I stuck around through all of it because I really believe in the platform and the tools and what it does. And again, I'm Scott Mader. I'm one of the coaches on the platform, also part of the advisory committee. And I've been really proud to see this year that over the last really 2 years, and I think that's kind of invisible to some folks, what we really did is step back and say, okay, before we start building, let's fix the foundation. Let's make sure it's up and running and working. And that includes both the mobile app, that includes things like the website redesign. If you haven't been to the website now, there's an app website, and then there's an actual website. The iOS app was updated and rolled out. The Android app was updated and rolled out. And Pedro, the person that at least on my screen is right below me, has been the developer working on all of those things through this last couple of years and really working hard to get the foundation solid so we can begin to build from there. And with that in mind, Pedro, if you want to talk a little bit about some of the things that you've been excited about for the roadmap for 2026.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. I'm Pedro, developer here at Coach.me. So as Scott said, we have been working on getting things stabilized so we can build on top of them. But right now, we are really excited about uh, what we plan on working at least already for the first quarter of 2026. We are happy to be working on adding new content types, new types of content for coaches to be able to publish them on the Coach.me platform. So a lot of coaches wanted to pull in blog posts, or podcasts, articles, videos, everything from all your channels that you are active on. We want to be able to bring all this data, all this content inside of the Coach.me platform and make it available for clients to be able to reach you there. We also want to improve the our coaching chat, not only being a text chat, but we wanted to add audio messages as well. Some of the things that we have already been working on in the back end are the coach dashboards. We have the new coach revenue reports. We want to keep building on top of that to give you more tools to understand your business and grow your business, and have it everything inside of the Coach.me app. So yeah, we're pretty excited to get it working on 2026.
If you notice all of those, kind of taking them as buckets, one lane is the coach dashboards, which is letting you get more insight into what's going on so that you can better develop your business and run your business. The audio messages are, we've heard from folks, hey, sometimes it's better to connect with somebody, not just always text, but to have an audio or have something where they can hear my voice, builds a little bit more of a connection, a little bit, hopefully a longer lasting relationship with the clients that you already have or the clients that you get. And then the content sharing is we're trying to build on the community aspects of Coach.me, and both from a user perspective and the people that are doing the check-ins, and we'll talk more about the word user in a minute, and then the other is from the coach perspective, with how do those folks find out who the coaches are, what they do, fall in love with them before they just have to go, quote, sign up for coaching. And so we've heard loud and clear from a lot of the coaches, hey, we kind of want to be able to, stuff that we're already producing, stuff that we're already sharing, stuff that we're putting out into the wider world. Why can't the folks that are checking in on that habit see some of that content? So we're working on the mechanics of how to do that, so that hopefully that leads to more connection and more, ultimately, coaching clients available for coaches as well.
So, Danita, I want to call on you to share the insight, kind of the aha that you had when we were setting up for this.
Yeah, so my name is Dr. Donita Brown. I have been a user of the platform like Scott since before it was Coach.me, when it was Live.do. Kendra was actually one of my very first coaches, and she was one of my coaches for a very long time. And when I was looking at the stats for this year, I think the thing that surprised me the most, or maybe just made me so excited about what's going to happen in this next year, is the fact that there's 20,000 new potential clients. So as a coach, as 20,000 people signing up on the platform in a year is amazing. I know in 2026 that number can do nothing but grow. People are looking for coaches. I think what's important for us here at Coach.me is that we're real people and we're not AI. And I think people right now need people. And knowing that we have coaches that are certified in habit coaching, um, that's important. And we aren't going away. So, in some of the apps you might be using, you see a lot of AI. And working in academia, I understand how AI is going to be leveraged and how it's going to change a lot of our world. But I love the fact that we are real people. I would also say for like a new coach, if you're one of the new coaches that signed up this year, be known. There are a lot of different ways for you to get plugged into the Coach.me community. You have a better chance of getting one of those 20,000 clients if we know you. So join the coach office hours. Even think about maybe joining uh, one of the groups that like can help you with your marketing. I mean, there's so many different opportunities here at Coach.me to get plugged in. I would say take that opportunity.
Awesome. Thank you. And they introduced themselves a bit, but Scott and Danita are the inaugural members of our advisory board that we created this year to be sure that we've got real perspectives from real coaches with academic backgrounds, science-based perspectives, so that we stay in tune with our mission. And that's really helping folks change their lives in positive ways using behavioral science, using real coaches, using technology where it's supportive, but ensuring that everything is client based and client focused, and that we have the science behind the choices that we make and the training that we provide. So they've brought incredible value to us this year, and Scott already thanked Pedro. He has absolutely transformed the under the hood. If we were a car, he has overhauled everything under the hood, so that it all works. Imagine that. It's been a long time. For any of us familiar with the platform, it's been a long time since we had green lights everywhere around. We do have a fully functional platform along with companion apps on iOS and Google Play that are all playing nice together, updated. And we were looking at our crash rates the other day, and they are negligible. So I would say that, not that we don't have any bugs, but very, very few. So an exciting time and a great foundation for us to build upon. So let's talk a little bit about community that we mentioned. We know that forming habits, when folks can plug into an identity and plug into a supportive community, we know that it helps our clients transform and improve their habits. Um, we also know, I noticed it first, the strong correlation in that, when we're paying coaches each month and you see who's steadily a top earner, I don't think it's a coincidence that those are also folks that we're seeing them participating in um, coach forums, whether that's, in the community chat or in masterminds or in office hours. So I'd love, Scott and Danita, your perspective on why that's important for coaches specifically, and then why it's important for kind of the integrity of coaching in general.
You know, I would say because we are a human platform, being known is just one of the more important things that you can do here. It's hard for me to recommend somebody as a coach if I don't know them. It's really easy for me to recommend Scott if somebody needs a financial coach. I know Scott, I would completely trust him. Same thing with Kendra. Kendra was my coach. So two things on that. One, I would say for new coaches, if you have not used the app extensively, do
Mm.
that. Take a few minutes, you know, practice what you're doing, check in, use it. It's so easy. The updated app is so great. And then make sure you're tracking what's important and build those keystone habits. But then I would also say in the new year is a great time to look at the different membership levels that we've got. We have them as easy as the Explorer, which is $9.99 a month, all the way up to way more that gets you into all those communities for free. So I would say just practice with the app and ask some questions in the app under the different check-ins, answer some of the questions that are in there. Those are kind of low stakes things. And then really think about what membership level should you be at with your coaching.
And as part of that too, I think as coaches, I know, I participate in the Coach.me mastermind. And I, again, kind of like Danita's talking about, the coaches that I know in there, Chris, health coach, I'd recommend him in a heartbeat. So there's that piece that she's already talked about, but there's also the fact that Chris said it this morning in the mastermind. So I'm literally stealing from the mastermind to talk about the mastermind. He said, hey, having been part of the mastermind sometimes lets me come in here and talk about something or vent about something or, get advice about something. And it keeps me from falling into the trap of sometimes doing that with my clients.
Mm.
Because my clients, I'm their coach. It's not that I can't share anything from my life. It's that I need to be doing it through the lens of thinking about I'm doing this as their coach. I'm not their friend. I'm not their buddy. I'm not their coworker. I'm their coach. And so when you realize that, and I agree with them 1,000% because I've done the same thing. When I don't plug into community with other coaches, I sometimes lose sight of what the relationship is that I have with clients. And I also, a lot of times, start to get frustrated. I start to burn out. It always helps me to recharge, not just to get the feedback from my clients and the fun that you get with clients, but also to talk to other coaches. And sometimes it's learning something new. Sometimes it's giving advice on something that I know or I've stumbled across. Sometimes it's just listening to other people and going, oh, great, I'm not crazy. That's a common experience, Oh, wow, it is that way. Okay. So that ability to do that, we have a mastermind that we meet with. We have office hours that we meet regularly. There's an evening one now and a morning one, so that we're trying to kind of diversify that a little bit, that we do once a month. Plugging into those things, I think, is really important as a coach. And again, as we're trying to add more community connection in the app, the other direction for coaches to potential clients or prospects, we also look at the fact that the coaches that are more plugged into the community tend to have more success as well.
And just from learning from one another. I mean, there's an African proverb that says, if you want to go quickly, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. We know we can learn from each other. And so I don't have a problem of saying, hey, Scott, what'd you do in this situation? Or just listening and picking up on something like, oh, wow, he does that. That is really good. Or Kendra does something like, oh, I'm absolutely going to use that in my coaching business. So there's also the power of just sharing knowledge, because when one of us gets better, we all get better.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that. Love that. Love that. And we're going to make it even easier. We are going to, between now and the end of January, add a complimentary coaching mastermind for 2026 to coaches that upgrade to the pro level. Normally, you've got to be in the accelerator level to get that included. We feel it's so important. And really the most valuable thing a coach can do, that we're going to go ahead and include that in the pro membership. So stay tuned on how to make that happen. We'll get you all the details, because I think that's the single most important thing coaches can do to change the trajectory of their coaching business. All right, so you heard Pedro talk a little bit about just our first quarter roadmap. I'm thrilled for that. This content feature, I can remember we pitched the idea to him and he said, I can do it. So, Pedro, tell us a little bit about just your confidence level in adding, and I know you've heard from Chris. He's the most passionate, our most
He's the
passionate
biggest
coach.
advocate for it.
There you go. So, do you feel like this is something we can actually pull off in the next few months?
Yeah. I mean, the main thing is that, as you said, we have been working on getting things stabilized. We have now a really solid foundation to build upon, and now we've had social features in the app for quite a while. We want to build on top of that as well, to make that not to make that content available, but to make that content easily shareable, discoverable by clients. And one of the terms that Chris used was a blank canvas that he wanted to have inside of Coach.me, so that he could add any type of content that he wanted. So I think that's a good term for the vision that we have for allowing different types of content inside of the app. So I'm really excited on getting to work on that, getting feedback from everyone as well, so that we can continue the cycle of continuous improvement in our app.
Yeah, I love it. And just last week, Pedro attended the mastermind and got to interact directly with coaches. So I think that's powerful. I remember when I first started coaching, had we been able to talk directly to the people that could literally add the features to the platform, and we're there now. So I think we are, if you're looking to build a coaching business or grow a coaching business, I'm unabashedly going to say we're the best home for you. And I'm going to lean on Danita for this one. Now we are going to require you, if you want to be certified and if you want to be in our habit directory, we are going to require you to follow the science. And Danita, talk about that and your passion about the certification and the science behind habits and why that matters.
Yeah, so I did the certification way before I finished my dissertation that gave me the doctorate. So I went through the certification for the habit coaching certification, and it was a fantastic experience. Now that I'm a researcher and I research habits and coaching, it's interesting to see why and how it works. So a couple of my studies have walked through people that set up habits and using daily check-ins with weekly check-ins and cohort models to see like if it actually did what it was supposed to do. So does the habit science work behind like a Coach.me with daily check-ins? And it does. And it's really interesting. I could bore you with all the stats, but what you need to know is that what we do actually works. And so in two different studies that I did, where we utilized daily check-ins using the Coach.me app, group sessions, and one-on-one coaching sessions, they all showed a positive improvement with somebody wanting to set daily habits or improve a habit. And that to me just speaks to the power of our platform. So it works.
Love it, love it. And Scott, you've been an advocate. I know you've got a secret science background, so you've been an advocate of this for a while as well.
Yeah, I think recognizing that the behavioral habit science and the idea of having a background in what actually changes people's behavior in a positive way. It's kind of using some of the quote dark side skills for good, so to speak. It's all the psychology stuff that gets used against us, but it's how we as coaches can empower people to use that for good. I think that's incredibly powerful and really meaningful. It's why, again, the habit coaching certification process is so important. It's why, we have a code of conduct. We have things that you have to do in terms of having an active membership and having your profile up to date and all of those things that sometimes to us as coaches feel like, oh, why do I have to do this? It's really to help empower you to use the science, skill, and knowledge to serve your clients well, because ultimately that's what we want to highlight on the platform. We want to highlight the way this stuff works for real people in the real world. It's accessible, it's able to be used, and it actually really changes people's lives.
So I hope it comes through how pumped up we are to be at this place, to have the infrastructure, and I'm just going to say the toys in the playground that Pedro's built for us, that we have now to play with our science and make our lives better. I introduced my mom to coaching in the platform 2013, 2014, and she had some really serious illnesses that she had to overcome, and she's as healthy now at 70 as she's been in her whole life. And I know that has to do with science and her being intentional in crafting her habits. And so I get to relive it every day when I see her and talk to her and see her go through really challenging things in an incredible way. So I know this stuff works. So if we're recapping, how can folks jump in? How can they get involved? I think we've thrown out a few things. One, download the app and
Use
use
it.
it, and leave us a review if you would. We got some old reviews back when things were buggy. So if you've got a minute to leave us a new review, real honest review, that would be fantastic. Upgrade your membership to the pro level, get in a mastermind. We'd love to see you there. That would help you get plugged in. Um, and third thing, we've got a challenge for you. We need a new word to describe those of us in the Coach.me community. The app world measures statistics in users, and we don't love that. So we've used habit nerds, we've tossed out a few things, none of it feels like it really fits. So we're going to kick off a challenge for you to help us find a word that describes a member of our community. That is our mission for this next phase. So I hope you're excited and willing to join on the mission with us. Team, is there anything else we want to close with and encourage folks to take as a next step?
Just look forward to seeing everybody, hopefully in the future.
And I think too, I want to commit out loud, and I think I'm speaking for myself, but I think I'm speaking for all of us. Again, we want to continue to grow this platform into something that works for the coaches, that works for the quote users, that works for, that actually really is accessible and works for folks. Kendra is committed to that 110%. Donita's committed to that. Pedro is committed to that. And I'm excited that Pedro is committed to it, because having a developer that's committed to it is kind of a big deal. But it's, so it's not this isn't about, we talk about accessibility as part of our mission. We talk about the science as part of our mission, because it isn't really just about, quote, an app. It's really about the impact that it has on us as coaches and on our prospects and clients as we work with them as well.
And I would like to add that for 2026, let's keep the feedback loop going. I'm really happy to join the Coach Mastermind sessions. I'm really happy to be here. As Danita said, this is a human platform, so I would like to be that as from the developer side as well. We are real people working on it, and we actually listen to everyone's feedback, and we are in a good place to build things. Yeah, let's do it together.
All right. Well, that is the state of Coach.me for 2025, heading into 2026. And we hope you'll join us on the journey.